Looks a little less gray on the camera. What do you think? Giving it a shot. I give it a shot every year, and like towards the end of October, I will have given up because it's not coming in right. And there's a lot of gray in there, which we won't have to talk about ever. So don't feel the need to mention it at all when you see me. Some of you already have. But no, it's yeah. Give me a couple weeks, and then I'll tell you when I eventually shave it off that I'm never going to try that again. And when you see me at this time next year, I will have tried it again. It's just what I do every year. I'm going to borrow a couple ideas from some friends. Borrow some ideas. Miss Carrie comes in a couple times a week and sees us, and she provides an amazing service of mindfulness and some yoga and just her genuine presence. And she writes a few times a week, which I don't know how she finds the time, but she does it. And she writes some amazing messages that I just want to piggyback off of because I think they're awesome. And a couple of them really struck me because, man, they spoke right to my heart. And I think they will for you too, because I think a lot of us go through similar trials. And some of what Miss Carrie has said recently has really spoken to me. And in my conversations with you guys, I've been able to identify that, man, you've been through a lot of the same stuff. We've been through a lot of the same stuff. So our experiences are similar, unique because they're yours. Nobody can ever feel what you felt, right? But we can share similar feelings. Miss Carrie said a couple things, and one question that she asked in one of her writings was, first off, she pointed out the fact that there are a lot of people around that are willing to help. I mean, if you're here at the JJC, like there are people here wanting to help all the time with everything, constantly. That includes staff, that includes, your peers, that includes teachers, everybody. They want to help. Miss Carrie just nailed it, man, because the question is always, are we able to receive help? I am not one that receives help well. I don't do well with somebody offering their kindness and their assistance and me saying, oh, that's very nice. Thank you for that. I will take you up on that. I appreciate your support. I don't do it, and I don't know why. I don't know why exactly. I have some theories, and you might for your own situation, because I've noticed also that it's hard for many of you who are watching this video, whether you're here or not, to accept help. It sounds like an easy concept, and like, of course I can accept help. Why? That's an easy one. But when it comes down to it, it becomes a little bit more difficult. Maybe you don't want to admit weakness, and you see it as a weakness. Maybe you have a sense of pride, like I've always done things on my own. Maybe it's just a new emotion that is scary and feels just different. And when things feel different, it's something you try to avoid. So I'm good on the help thing. Maybe you're not used to it. Maybe you've never experienced somebody being genuinely nice and compassionate and not expecting something in return. Maybe a combination of all those reasons. Who knows? But man, when she said that, I was blown away. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a really, really cool example. And it involves one of you guys. And you're going to know who you are, I think, if you remember this. But last week I came in and did some early morning gyms. And at one point I was pushing the sled, and one of you were riding on it at one point, and I was gassed, man. I was super tired. My legs were shaky, and like I was kind of like getting the feeling where you're so tired, like your vision starts to close and you're looking for a trash can to throw up in and all the things. TMI? That's all right. One of you were sitting on the sled though, and I was pushing it. When I got done, or as I was approaching being done, you cheered me on. And when I got done, you put your hand up for a high five. And I thought to myself, man, why was that so awkward? Not awkward, but like it was a challenge for me to hear somebody tell me I did a good job. Why should that be hard? And I thought about it for the rest of the day. Although you cheering me on and giving me a high five, my friend, it meant a ton to me, because I'm pretty sure you were like, oh, this poor old guy. Yeah, he's trying, man. This is sweet to watch him try. Um, but you did, man, and you made me feel really, really good. And I just felt, that connectedness, that bond that we feel when we support each other in that moment. So thank you very much. You that sit directly to the left of Miss Jolynn, if she's facing the classroom. did I nail it? Anyway, so that's one thing. It's a challenge to accept help to some of us, and a lot of us, it's because it's unfamiliar. A lot of us have been forced into doing things ourselves and depending on only one person. This person. So I'm gonna take that challenge, and I'm going to give you probably. I'm not gonna give you a challenge. I'm just gonna tell you that I'm gonna try, and I hope you do too. I hope you realize that there are people out there, and the world is full of them, and they genuinely want what's best for you. They don't want anything in return, and they also don't expect perfection, which leads me to my next point. Actually, it's Miss Carrie's next point, so I'm just going to piggyback again off of that. Perfection. Does it exist? I don't think that it does. We strive for it, a lot of us. I certainly do. I'm a quote unquote perfectionist when it comes to myself. But I definitely recognize that that's not achievable for anybody. It's just unrealistic. To be perfect is not a thing. But to make progress is a thing. But to make progress also for some of us, and me, I'm number one culprit. Like, I don't do progress. I like big moves, big actions, big steps that, you can really look at and go, wow, that's so much. And I like that feeling, but in reality, that's hard to achieve as well. And a lot of times, we swing and we miss at certain things like that. But progress comes in small steps. And Miss Carrie pointed that out in one of her writings as well, that small steps are fine. You get to the finish line eventually. And so many of us are in a hurry to achieve what? Sometimes we don't even know. Sometimes we don't even know what we're trying for. Sometimes we don't even know what we're working for, or what we're frustrated about, or what we're mad, sad, or angry about. We just know we're working towards a different feeling or some goal that we don't know. For some of you who are in detention, we're just working towards getting out. But once you get out, what does that mean? Are you going to be okay? Are you going to have the tools that you need? And I'm going to tell you, I've talked to many, 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 many of you, and I'm still talking to you guys today. Texts, emails, calls. You get out, and all of a sudden you realize, whoa, I wasn't ready for this. I knew I wanted out, but now I'm in a worse spot because I wasn't equipped. I didn't take time to deal with the things that were really bothering me or led to bad decisions or bad relationships, bad friendships, anything like that before I went in. So take some time and just small steps. And I know patience is really, really hard when you're, detained. And that's a challenge. I'm not going to deny, I will never deny that. But for any of us, whether we're in detention, whether we're in Monarch, whether we're out in the community, small steps are fine, and they're more realistic, and they get the ball rolling and they get that momentum going for you so you can achieve the big one, right? I need to learn that as well. I'm 43 years old. I still need to learn that lesson. So again, I'm not going to challenge you, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to give my best effort. I hope you do too, because we do this together, man. And as often as I can, I try to talk to you guys and meet with you to hear your thoughts and your hearts. It doesn't always happen, unfortunately, because of everything else I have on my plate as far as responsibilities for keeping the building running. But I'm always thinking about you, and I'm always there with you. I promise you. I'm always supporting you and rooting you on, because we do this together, because it's been a long time since I used it, because we're cycle breakers. We break cycles, baby. That's what we do. So we're going to do it together. Let's break this one.